Welcome back to Dirty 20, everyone. Today I wanted to shine a little spotlight on one of my favorite third-party producers of content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, LoreSmyth, and a couple of books that I bought from them recently, which I've started to incorporate into my games and are really doing the trick. Let's get on with the show. We've talked a little bit about Kickstarter and how that can be an excellent resource for D&D related goodies. And back in July 2019, I backed a project by LoreSmyth for remarkable shops and their wares. And we're going to take a look at that today. While I was reading about the campaign and the book, I found that LoreSmyth had actually done a book previously called Remarkable Inns and Their Drinks. So I picked up a copy of that, which we will also take a quick look at, and they're both kind of connected in the style in which they're sort of written. But a very important point with these two books is that I think they're very much aimed at DMs as tools to help you flesh out your world. They're not campaign setting books, nor are they really pre-written adventures, but there's a lot of really great stuff for you to kind of be inspired and for it to spark great adventures and campaigns from the stuff that's in here. So, starting out with the artwork on the books, I think it's nice. I think the covers are, nice, colourful, and quite intriguing. And then, if you open up the book, you have, for example, some nice kind of chapter heading specific double page spreads throughout the book, which is quite nice. Again, good artwork. It feels really kind of well put together, and it's a nice thing to flick through and look at. There's also, for a lot of the locations, you have this kind of nice artwork that gives you a little quick flavor for what the location that you might be taking your players to. And if we have a look in the Remarkable Inns, again, you have the nice kind of double page spreads, as well as some nice kind of location artwork, which is pretty cool. Then for NPCs, they have this more kind of sketch quality to them, with regards to, I think it makes sense in the way that, they want you to kind of really fill them out. And so this is just kind of a sketch to give you an idea of what they might look at, or that you can show your players. But yeah, I like the character sketches quite a bit. So this makes both books look great and really kind of spark the imagination. But the thing that I liked the most, which unfortunately is not in Remarkable Inns, but it is in the Remarkable Shops and Their Wares, is the floor plans at the back of the book. So at the back, you've got these really fantastic kind of, floor plans that you can show to your players. You can draw out certain parts of them, which I think is really, really, really cool. And it's hard to explain why I like these quite as much as I do, but I think I haven't used them as much as I've used other stuff in the books. But it gives me a great idea for visualizing what the place is going to be like, how I can describe it to my players, and the artwork is really quite excellent, and it just gives you a really nice sense of the locations, which is pretty cool. Now, if we have a look at chapter 1, which is all about the remarkable shops themselves. Now here you have 8 different locations, each of them with similar kind of information. Yeah, you have this kind of cool little breakdown, and then NPCs, and we'll take a look at a specific one later on. But I've actually started placing these throughout my homebrew world. My players are on the Sword Coast, but I've created a homebrew city, and now I'm kind of being able to flesh out the region a little bit more. There's different settlements, different towns, stuff like that. And this has been a godsend. So let's have a look at a specific one, which is this one here, the Emporio Verdantis. So it has kind of a lot of flavors of, wood elves and a kind of fey vibe to it. But once again, here you get the little quick reference, and it talks about wealth, prices, security, influence, goods, services, disposition, and who it's favored by. Here we can see fey, elves, druids, and rangers. And that's just a nice little kind of quick thing. If you have to, just grab the book and just be able to know what they're going to sell at this place that your players have randomly come up to. I think that's pretty cool. And then you also get this kind of nice little quote, which is just a little bit of fluff, but it's cool to hear what someone who's been to this place before has to say. This one, for example, says, "It's the only place for miles around where you can truly get a breath of fresh air. Quite a remarkable construction, and filled with the most beautiful of the gods' creations. In addition, the wonderfully rare plants they keep have restorative properties. I'd certainly recommend taking a look if you're suffering physically or spiritually. Celeste Orgrieve, Mayoress of Mado." So again, just a nice little bit of fluff there. Followed by a more kind of explanatory amount of fluff. Again, nothing here that requires any rules or dice rolling or anything like that. Just gives you an idea of the location, the kinds of things that they sell, and this is where you start getting to actual price lists, right? And here we're looking at potions of healing and animist elixir, healer's kit, stuff that is in the player's handbook, and some other stuff which is kind of cool because they have special services as well. Then next you have some very basic NPC stuff. You have owners and staff, you have patrons as well, which is nice. Once again, if you grab this book, you're desperate to get some info to your players. This has stuff in there. You can just read it real quick and just use it. And this section, the rumors and secrets, this is really cool. I'm not going to go into too much depth because I'm totally going to be using some of these. But here are plot hooks, things that are interesting for your players that they might want to explore. And in that sense, it has a lot of stuff to improve your adventuring, to be quite honest with you. And that's pretty much it. Now, if we look at the Remarkable Inns, there's a very kind of similar pattern to that. You have chapter 1 where you have the Remarkable Inns and their drinks. And for example, the White Woods Inn, disposition to orcs, mild. I mean, that's cool. You can, throw some orcs in there, and it's not going to be like, oh, there's orcs, we got to kill them. No, they're orcs, they're patrons. You can't do that. But once again, fluff, the nice little quick view. Then you're looking at staff and owner, also patrons. And often you get a menu, which is kind of cool for the inns version. But it has all the kinds of services that you might get. in terms of like room and board. So just stuff that really you can grab and stick into your campaigns straight away. Super, super useful. So one of the things that I like in both books is that there is quite a nice variety of kind of high magic shops and inns, but also low magic stuff, right? Because you don't necessarily want you know, a dwarven ale forge in every campaign. So you've got things like the King's Coin, which is kind of a shabby pub in a city. It's cheap, it's dangerous. Oh, sorry, it's not cheap, it's quite expensive. But, you know, you can get kind of dodgy deals there, and you can meet dodgy individuals there. So that's really, really cool. From about chapter 2 onwards, you start getting into the more toolbox approach. You have, for example, a lot of tables on here that you can roll on, and there's a lot of creativity that you can apply to stuff. Just how to play these inns and these shops and things like that. Once again, these kinds of nice random tables that I really like. And there's rules in here to, you know, for your players to run a shop or a tavern. I know a lot of parties like doing that. And there's, you know, stuff in here to make your own inns or shops with particular magical items and all that kind of stuff. So all in all, I have to say that these books have become an absolute staple of my prep sessions, and I really cannot recommend them enough. If you get a chance, check out the kind of stuff that LoreSmyth is up to. They are really, really cool and excellent writers, and clearly people who play D&D and know the kinds of things that would be really helpful for a DM. Thank you so much for watching, guys and girls. If you've discovered any other third-party producers who have made their way onto your gaming table, then please let us know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and keep slaying. If you've enjoyed this content, then please smash that like button, subscribe, share this around online, and come and visit our website, www.lavictoriaproductions.com, to see all our past episodes, as well as our blog posts and all the stuff that we're currently working on at La Victoria Productions. Why not reach out to us and tell us what you think of our videos? You can reach us on Twitter. @MouthLaVictoria is our producer. We are also on Instagram. I am EnanoLVP, and our producer is Jazzy J. Cherot. We're also La Victoria Productions on Facebook and LinkedIn. Come on by and let us know what you think.